My name is Janice Stevenson. I'm a psychologist, and I've been working with human beings in trauma for over 30 years. It's real important for all leaders in the society, but especially in this arena, to be mindful of the issue of mental health in your functioning, because half of who you are is your heart. And that heart has been affected by so many influences in the society. So if you own the stereotypes and you own the biases and the distortions in your thinking that come as a result of how you were raised, you will act like you're hard and cold. And you will act like you're all logic. And that's not the truth. So if you're going to father a child, that connection is a biological and emotional bond that is experienced in the psyche of the human being almost completely emotionally. If I'm going to act like I'm hard and cold, my child is not going to know that they're valued. They're not going to know that they're treasured. I've worked with guys who are on death row, and the one question they can never answer is who valued you, who treasured you, because they didn't experience it. The men who were in their lives never stopped and said to them, "You are just the most amazing creature. I mean, the fact that you came from the love I have for your mother just stuns me. I'm just so in awe of you as a being." They never hear anything in that ballpark. And so they don't know that they're valued. So if you're going to be a responsible father, you have to have mechanisms and strategies and ways to open your heart to the child, so the child can know that they live in the security of that heart. Fatherlessness leaves an emptiness in half of their functioning, because the role of the father is protection, security, and stability. And when that role isn't there, it doesn't, and I'm not talking monetarily, I'm talking as much emotionally as I am structurally, because when that presence isn't there, then the child has nothing to secure the walls in their lives, the floor in their lives, the ceiling in their lives. Inside that structure, the moms will come along and they'll hold and they'll comfort and they'll feed and they'll pat them up, but the dad, if he's not there, there's no foundation in their lives. It's just crucial. It's just, I don't even have enough words to say it. When I interview somebody who comes in for therapy, one of the first questions I ask them is, tell me about your parents. Because that lets me know where my work's going to be. If I'm working with a foster kid who in a day woke up in the morning at home, went to sleep that night in somebody else's home because mom or dad lost their minds and lost custody of the child for whatever reason, then if I know that dad was not in the child's life and that contributed, I know then I'm going to follow up and say, well, how are you doing in school? Because odds are you're not doing well in school. And I also know that pretty soon I'm going to start hearing things that say someplace else in your life is trying to fill in that huge gap inadequately and insufficiently, because the security and the stability and the protection is still needed. So you'll see kids turning to other people, like it's one of the prime emotional anchors that gangs have to get in there. You'll see kids being vulnerable to use drugs, because the drug will change their emotional state, the emptiness that's inside of them, within 10 minutes. So but when dad is there, then he's able to say, that's not what my child does. I didn't show you that, I'm not teaching you that. So, in this bond that we got here, we need to honor each other better than that, because I love you. That is, getting over it is just, okay, that's a soapbox for me, because that's just like foolishness. Like, what does that mean when they say, we just need to get over that? What? How? By myself? Oh, wait a minute. That's like pulling my bootstrap up and going back into the field. Let me see. Getting over it. That means acting like it's not there. That's a trauma response called numbing and denial. No, getting over it means something. It may mean sitting with you in your sadness and in your lost state and in your confusion, not necessarily saying anything, but just so you're not alone in it. Getting over it may mean finding this new path to carve your life into, because the old one just exploded right in front of you. So getting over it means something. And it also, at least in large part, means, how do you know when you're over it? Like, what does over it look like? You know, what does it sound like? What does it feel like? If I'm over something, am I different? Because if I'm not different, I'm probably not over it.